Kia ora! Today we are going to read a story about an old man and the place he lives. This old man reminds me of the old man in Up, to be honest. The title of the story is called The Tin Forest by Helen Ward and Wayne Anderson. Why do you think there is a tin forest instead of a real forest? And since we can't go out and about yet, can you try and make your own little forest at home? Think about it while you're reading this book. Ready? Let's read. The Tin Forest. Look at the cover illustration. That's beautiful. That's a bird made of tin. But there's a real flower. I wonder what's gonna happen. For Mike, Lulu, and James. So the author wrote it for Mike, Lulu, and James. The Tin Forest, written by Helen Ward, illustrated by Wayne Anderson. Do you know the name of that bird? If you don't know, ask your mom and dad. There was once a wide, windswept place, near nowhere and close to forgotten, that was filled with all the things that no one wanted. Right in the middle was a small house with small windows that looked out on other people's rubbish and bad weather. Wow, look at the amount of rubbish. Looks very gloomy. Can you see the little house there? In the house lived an old man. Every day he tried to tidy away the rubbish, sifting and sorting, burning and burying. That reminds me of a character. Wally. That's what he does, remember? And every night the old man dreamed. He dreamed he lived in a jungle full of wild forest animals. There were colorful birds, tropical trees, exotic flowers, toucans, tree frogs, and tigers. Wow, that's his dream. But when he awoke, his world outside was still the same. Very sad. One day, something caught the old man's eye, and an idea planted itself in his head. Oh, what do you think he's gonna do? That looks like flowers. The idea grew roots and sprouted, feeding on the rubbish. It grew leaves. It grew branches. It grew bigger and bigger. Do they actually grow? Under the old man's hand, the forest emerged. A forest made of rubbish. A forest made of tin. It was not the forest of his dreams, but it was a forest just the same. He's very creative. Look at that. Missing some colors, but it does look like the real jungle. Then one day across the windswept plain, the wind swept a small bird. The old man peeled crumbs from his sandwiches onto the ground. The bird ate the crumbs and perched to sing in the branches of a tin tree. But the next morning, the visitor was gone. He has attracted a real toucan to his forest. All day the old man walked through the silence, and his heart ached with emptiness. That night, by moonlight, he made a wish. He's even made a tin cat. In the morning, the old man woke to the sound of birdsong. The visitor had returned, and with him his mate. The bird dropped seeds from their beaks. Soon green shoots broke through the earth. Wow, look at that. And he's watering it. Time passed. The song of birds mingled with the buzzing of insects and the rustle of leaves. Small creatures appeared, creeping amongst the jungle of trees. Wild animals slipped through the green shadows. Wow, look at that! The real cat or tiger appeared. The plants brought them all back. Wow, look at the difference between this page and the page before. These are all the tin ones in the background and all the real bugs and animals. There was once a forest near nowhere and close to forgotten that was filled with all the things that everyone wanted. And in the middle was a small house and an old man who had toucans, tree frogs, and tigers in his garden. This dream came true. I hope you have enjoyed the story. What do you think is the message that the author is trying to tell us? Well, I think our world might become this windswept place that's filled with all the things that no one wanted, like in the story, if we are not careful with the things we buy and throw out. What do you think? Remember our little challenge, creative challenge? Try and use all the recycled things you can find in your house to build your mini forest. Take a photo of them and send them to me or your teacher. See you later!